This video, we're going to talk about how to convert from standard form to vertex form using Desmos. So this graphing method is an alternative to the completing the square method that's shown to you in the other video that's in this lesson. So to use this method, we're going to start off by graphing the equation we're given in Desmos. This will allow you to identify the type of equation you need depending on whether you have a vertical parabola that opens up or down or a horizontal parabola that opens left or right. Then what you'll do is identify the value of a from the original equation that's given to you. Remember, the value of a will be the coefficient of the squared term, and you'll use the same value of a in your new equation. Then you'll identify the coordinates of the vertex. Remember that the coordinates of the vertex will represent h and k in your new equation. So let's start off with this example. We have y equals x squared plus 4x minus 8. So I'm going to start off by going ahead and typing this equation into Desmos. And you can see here I have a parabola that opens up. So I have a vertical parabola. That means I'm going to use y equals a times x minus h squared plus k. So I just need to now identify the values of a, h, and k. So a is the coefficient of x squared. If there's no coefficient written, remember that means there's an implied 1. So a is equal to 1. Now I'm going to click on the vertex in Desmos so that it gives me the coordinates, which are -2 and -12. So that means that if I turn this into h and k, h is going to be -2 and k is going to be -12. So now I just need to plug everything into this equation. So I have y equals 1 times x minus -2 squared plus -12. So, so now let's make this equation a little bit neater. So we're going to write this as y equals, we don't need the 1 there, minus negative becomes plus. So we have x plus 2 squared. The plus negative I can combine into a subtraction. So we have y equals x plus 2 squared minus 12. Remember, whenever you're rewriting something, you can always use Desmos to help you check whether your answer is correct. You can just type y equals x plus 2 squared minus 12 into Desmos, and you can see that these in fact form the same graph, right? That's why they're overlapping, and you can't see two graphs when you type them into Desmos. So always remember that you have that as a method to check your answers. So now let's go ahead and try this equation. So we have x equals y squared minus 6y plus 3. So I'm going to start off by going to Desmos and typing this equation in. So y squared minus 6y plus 3. And you can see this is a horizontal parabola. So the equation I need is going to be x equals a times y minus k squared plus h. And now I just need the values of a, h, and k. So a is the coefficient of the squared term. Here there's no coefficient, so that's just going to be that 1 that's implied. Now I need the coordinates of the vertex. So the coordinates of the vertex are -6, 3. So h is going to be -6 and k is going to be 3. So let's plug everything in. We have x equals 1 times y minus k, so minus 3 squared, and then plus h, so plus -6. Let's make our equation a little bit neater. So we have y minus 3 squared, and that plus negative I'm going to turn into a subtraction. So this is now the vertex form of this equation. So now let's try this one. We have y equals 2x squared minus 16x plus 12. Let's rewrite that in vertex form. So I'm going to start off by going to Desmos. So if y equals 2x squared minus 16x plus 12. And you can see this is a vertical parabola. So I'm going to use y equals a times x minus h squared plus k. Let's identify the values of a, h, and k that we need to write this equation. So we have a is 2 because that's the coefficient of the x squared term. H and k, let's click on the vertex. You can see the coordinates are 4, -20. So h is 4, k is -20. Let's plug everything in. So we have y equals 2 times x minus 4 squared plus -20. So we have y equals 2 times x minus 4 squared plus negative. I turn that into a subtraction. So I have 2 times x minus 4 squared minus 20. So now you can go ahead and pause the video and try doing this example on your own. So here I have x equals 3y squared minus 6y plus 5. So I can just go ahead and type this into Desmos so that I can get those values of a, h, and k that I need. So a is 3 because that's the coefficient of the y squared term. H and k are 2 and 1. Remember, I need the form of the equation x equals a times y minus k squared plus h because this is a horizontal parabola. If I plug everything in, I get the equation x equals 3 times y minus 1 squared plus 2.